Hello, hello. All right, so I have put together a book on GLP-1 called The GLP-1 Journey. I made that available to our podcast premium subscribers and the people in our HSM Academy. But I also want to release some videos here on YouTube, just generally speaking about my experience as a coach working with people on various GLP-1 medications and kind of what I'm seeing. And I wanted to share with you a resource that I'd highly encourage you to check out. It's called the Ozempic Revolution. I think her name is Alexandra Sawa, is the name of the doctor who wrote the book. Really well put together book. Highly encourage you, if you're considering going on any of these medications, to read it for sure. But one of the things I loved is after hearing this book, it really confirmed what I already know to be true. One, these weight loss drugs are not a magic bullet to effortless weight loss. That's not what they are. What they are is giving you the opportunity to take a time out, have less hunger, less cravings, to work on building in habits you struggled to build in without that time out. That's kind of how I see it. Like, you've always heard, oh, got to make sure I'm hitting a certain calorie target, should be eating X amount of grams of protein and fiber, yada, yada, yada. But the hunger and the cravings are so extreme that you just keep eating habitually the same way you've always eaten. And you don't really go ahead and prioritize those habits, right? Well, using this medication, it might be the first time in your life that it feels like those are manageable habits, like you can actually start to build them in. Well, what was interesting in the book that I really appreciated, there's a whole other host of habits you have to build on GLP-1 medications. The habit of getting your prescription filled, the habit of picking up your prescription, the habit of taking your injection once a week or however long your intervals are to taking it. And I never even thought of that until I heard this book. Like, not only do you need to build the eating habits and deal with getting in the protein and doing this, but now you've got to also build in habits around taking this medication. And what all that means, checking in with your doctor, having information to report back. So it's really important that we never lose sight, no matter if you're doing bariatric surgery, GLP-1 medication, or you're focusing solely on habit change with none of those other options mixed in. It always comes down to habits. Like, the habits that you have got you to the weight you are. Bariatric surgery forces your stomach to be far smaller, and it changes a lot of digestive issues to where eating becomes less of an issue for quite a while. This gives you the opportunity to build in habits like learning how to track your food, how to prioritize protein, find protein recipes you're going to enjoy as your stomach expands, so you can actually continue these behaviors. And hopefully you're getting somebody to help you behind the scenes to do that, right? Weight loss medication. Most people would prefer not to be on them long term due to the costs and these unknown possible side effects long term. Well, take the 1 to 2 years you're on the medication, or longer, however longer you need to be on it, and use it as time to build in habits. The habits of meal planning, the habits of grocery shopping, the habits of tracking your food and getting in your protein. All those habits are going to be necessary for you to maintain your weight, even if you stay on the medications, by the way, or if you were to go off of the medications. You've got to have that. Like, if I were to say, why have I kept my weight off for the last 13 years? It's because I put protein first at every meal. I track my calories. I make sure I'm getting in my fruits and vegetables all the time. And it's kind of like you have to shift your mindset about eating and food in a completely different way. Well, these medications and surgeries, they just give you a more definitive time where you have less mental distractions to focus on those very habits. But on the flip side, there's other habits you're going to have being on those medications and or coming off surgery or preparing for surgery. So I just thought it was a fascinating idea that at no point do we get to escape from the habits. At no point is that not the focus. But we very much get distracted by these things and think somehow if I do this, the weight will come off easier. And it really does not work that way. Please hear me say that. Even if you have bariatric surgery, usually the first 6 to 18 months, you will get much like the highest rate of weight loss compared to anything. but at some point that even stops, and then your weight will flatline, and then it can also go back up if you're not doing the habits. So the big thing I want you to take away from today's video is, one, if you're considering these medications, definitely if you want to, check out my book, The GLP-1 Journey. Number two, get the Ozempic Revolution, great book. And three, make sure you never lose sight of the fact that it's about habits. It's the basic habits for everybody, the eating, the protein, the vegetables, the fruits, all that. But then if you're going to be doing one of these other paths, you're going to have some other new habits you're going to have to establish in order to continue on this journey using those methods. All right, guys, you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.